We're here. Welcome, Radio.
Welcome to the
Thank you.
To the promised land.
All right.
So we thought that we could start by just giving a little bit of an intro about ourselves. Did you want to start and just maybe give us your journey to how you led to Radiotop6?
All right. Well, first I got the name when I was younger. When I first got my PS3, as like my PSN as my username. I started. The original name was Radio Killer, so I started using that when I was playing my PS3 when I was coming up, and I still use it today. And then I wanted to do YouTube, and then I don't know, radio came up. It used to be radio by itself, but then I put the top 6 there, and then from there on, it's been Radiotop6. And then my Instagram is Kendrick Top 6, so it's a different name, but it's still the top 6. And I think I'm gonna write it down with that name. You know.
Why'd you change from the Killer?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Radio Killer. It's like Punisher, media.
I try to call myself Radio Killer sometimes in my videos, but like I like to have the multiple names. I like to have Marquise as my actual name. I like the Radiotop6, the Kendrick Top 6 on like my social media, and then Radiotop6. And if you actually know me in my journey, you'll know it's Radio Killer. Like it's different, 3, 4, 5 different names. You know, so it's not just one name. If you call me
like a Digimon or a Pokemon, you just evolve. You keep evolving.
Exactly. There you go. Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
What made you do YouTube though? Like, what drew you to YouTube? Was it the thing that everyone else was doing?
When I was younger, I used to always watch YouTube. Like I would always watch in high school to now. I'm still watching YouTube all the time. Cooking videos, working out. Shout out to Andrew. Gaming videos, podcasts, everything I watch on YouTube. So I'm like, why not me? Why can't I do this? So I tried it out, and I'm here now. You know, still going.
Very nice. Respect.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, because you can always have an impact and change. That's what I'm trying to do with the fitness videos, but I don't know. I don't be too saturated by what is like, fitness industry and stuff. Everyone has to be all like happy, and it's like a certain niche rather than the person. I think but I'm trying to follow the political correctness, but I'm still trying to find it to be like full plane with it and just be fitness.
Yeah, but, true. I guess our journey started from Andrew introduced me to the whole Red Pill Society, and we were always about self-improvement. Andrew and I, as we were growing up, he came from a harder socioeconomic background than I did. So it was something that I sort of, my attention was taken by it because it was harder. It was a harder lifestyle than what I had. So I appreciated and respected his journey. And then I've always, admired his respect and his opinion, sorry. So then when he came to me and said, hey, mate, you need to check this red pill stuff out, AMS, Steph is Cold, all those YouTube channels.
Yeah, I know Steph is Cold. Yeah.
Dr. Boa, then you've got the Joker, all these people on YouTube. And I said to him, nah, man, I don't need it, and he said, hey, mate, just have a look at yourself. You might have some beta qualities about you. So then I went and reviewed myself, and we moved in together, and we lived a year on the beach in Elwood, which is a place in Victoria, Melbourne, just along the beach, beautiful, beautiful area, Elwood. And we grew like immensely, just I don't know how to explain it. It was just a red pill transformation for both of us. And then we started a YouTube channel and said, we're going to create an environment for men to come. And I know everyone was doing it.
But that was kind of the second incarnation. Because like we keep evolving as well, but we're trying to find our own like kind of path. Because like, it was almost like a podcast at the start where we did and we have like episodes that aren't even like on YouTube and stuff. And then we went to the red pill niche, but what it began as well is just because the self-improvement resonated with so much, because whatever your life is, if you put challenges in front of you that only you can face and do, then you'll feel that confidence growing and just feel like you're having a better life. Even if you are struggling, it's actually going to push you forward in life rather than being in the depressed state. So I'm going to try and send that message through like the podcast setting and the red pill setting, and we had different sides. The AMS stuff.
So what happened was we started this YouTube channel thinking it was all going to be red pill and we were going to be the next red pill big thing. And then we started to realize, this is too heavy. It's too, when you go down the red pill journey, you get too toxic and it starts to become about not just women but the world, and then you get depressed and you think, oh, the world's just full of conspiracies and it's out to get everyone. And then we lost focus of where we were going with it. We lost that playful sort of down to earth, carefree environment that we want people to come to and just feel free, like they can talk about anything. So
yeah, in this world, you can't really talk about anything. They'll bring you down, and it sucks. There's times where I put a video up and I gotta take it down because all these women are getting mad at me, and it's like, man, it's just an opinion. Don't get upset. Why are you getting upset at me? You know,
Your most recent video?
Yes, because of that.
That was a good one.
It sucks. Like this is the second time it happened, and mostly because it's the same reason why like the transgender stuff. I can't talk about it because people get mad and people unsubscribe, which I'm used to. But for that reason, it's like, yo, it's just an opinion. I'm not hating on you guys. I'm not like bashing people. It's just an opinion. You can't listen to opinion. And I got only 200 subs. If you can't listen to someone that's this small in the world right now, then I don't know how you're gonna open your mind to someone else that's bigger with more influence.
We spoke about that point about people not getting past that emotional stage. Like, so we spoke about how logic and emotion and an emotional state is exactly the same thing, but people can't seem to, because logic is based off emotion. So people can't get past that emotional barrier when they hear something. Instead of thinking logically about it with a clear mind, they just react. It's all reactionary. Instead of being, okay, I'll take your opinion, I'll go away and think about it and review it. They just react, and they look worse than you, mate. So that's how I see it.
And they're just you can disagree, but you gotta listen to what I'm saying, because I'm not on YouTube talking negativity on all my videos. I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you opinions. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's serious. But if you can't listen, there's a problem with you. It's never good. You can unsubscribe and this, but it's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life. So there's a lot of people that are not open-minded. That's a problem.
There's too many that are not open-minded. It's like they'd rather just try and like shame you as like a virtue signaling tactic, because they've been told, oh, so this person shouldn't say this. So if you allow it, then you're a bad guy. And then they're like, oh, everyone wants to have the upper hands on everyone else. So they're like, oh, I'm gonna try and shame you. It makes me look like a better person. You know, it's like a pride thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, when nowadays it's like Twitter and like other social media platforms, it gives everyone a voice. So everyone has an opinion on everything, which is okay, but it's like they all want attention. It's just all attention, and it's not good, you know.
At the end of the day, we're complex human beings. Like we're complex sort of entities. You can't just summarize everyone as believing in the same thing. You've got to take on all these different opinions and respect them, even if they're not right in your mind. It doesn't matter. It's like that's what wisdom is. You over time you grow. Like I'm 28, Andrew's 28. We've still got a long way in our journey if we do make it past, the whole coronavirus time. We do make it past this stage into the next sort of resistance. So
yeah, that's interesting. How old are you, Radio?
I'm 24, bro.
Oh, nice, bro. Still
baby.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I'm older, but I'm like, nah, I'm only 24, man. Relax. I was born in '97, and
when you shave that beard, bro, you'll go down to 22.
Yeah, I know. Like this, so like this beard started growing in after I graduated high school. So when I was like 19, it started growing. I never had facial hair, and it took forever to grow in. But I'm glad I have something rather than nothing. You know what I mean?
Yes. Hey, Radio. I always say to my family, my dad especially, I say, Dad, when am I going to grow a beard? I can't grow one. This, I get a little bit of bum fluff here, and at 28, I think I'm going to get. By the time I'm 50, I'll have a full beard. That's when I think.
Yeah, some people can't grow nothing, and I mean it sucks. That's why when I see people with a nice beard and they shave it off, I'm like, oh man, I sold you down. What are you doing? Keep it, man. Keep it. Some people can't.
But I think beards can be a insecurity for some people because they try to hide things.
Hide their face. Yeah.
Because they might not have a strong jawline, or they might not, have that masculine sort of face that most other guys have. So the hairline sort of builds up, puffs your face up a bit, so it looks a bit more full.
Yeah. Dudes, they usually have beards. They're trying to, they don't have hair up there. They got out somewhere.
Yeah,
that's something.
When I was young, maybe 2-3 years ago, I shaved my beard. I kept right here. but I'll never do it again because it started to itch like crazy. It was I liked it a lot, but it started to itch. I don't know if I needed like aftershave or whatever, but it started to itch like crazy. So I just kept it growing because I like it, man. I like to pick it out and just play with it, and you know what I mean. It's a fun thing.
It don't matter as long as you're in the gym and you're striving for something greater than yourself. You keep that beard. The beard is down the list of things that you should be doing.
Yeah.
So
I hear. Well, the gym just opened maybe like a couple weeks ago. Like it's been for us. It's been closed. It hasn't been open at all.
Yeah. How long was it shut down in Canada?
So I don't know if it's true, but apparently in the last this whole year, we had it the worst. My province, my state, because I live in Ontario, Canada, and we had it the worst because we haven't been opened really until like last month, maybe, or even just this month. I don't know why. Like the U.S. opened a little bit, other parts of the world open, but we've been closed, and it's been like that since last year, and just now we're opening up. But everyone thinks that we're gonna open up all nice, and then boom, we're gonna close down again, which I believe. I feel like we're gonna open up and they're gonna shut it down again. Even when people have their second vaccination, like what's the point of the vaccine, yo?
No point, bro. It's just just an illusion of freedom for a bit.
The one thing I learned, Radio, is that because I had gym equipment, I was halfway to having my home gym, and then I didn't want to carry it around everywhere. So before COVID happened, I'd sold everything. So I said to myself, this time around, I'm going to go and buy everything, and I'm going to build my own gym wherever I go. It's a requirement that I have to have a little garage so I can build my little gym. Otherwise, you get everything shuts down again. I'm going to be ready for it, weaponized with my gym equipment. So
it's always good to be prepared. It's always good to be prepared for anything that happens. But no, COVID, it pisses me off, man. I hate the movies just opened now, the movie theater, and I love the movies. So I already went already, but once everything closes and we get hit with, because you guys are in Australia, so it's hot every day, right?
It's quite cold now.
It's freezing. It hasn't been over 13 degrees here.
Really? Huh.
Today.
No, throughout this whole week, we haven't seen anything over 14 degrees, pretty much.
It's degrees Celsius, not
degrees Celsius.
You guys do degrees, like Fahrenheit or whatever.
We're Celsius, Canada Celsius. The US is Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Oh, no joke.
I get confused. I don't know how to convert it, so I just type it on Google.
We're normal, bro.
Because Canada's really progressive, like their ideologies and stuff.
I think so. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I pretend to know, but maybe.
So what's an example?
They'll be like the first to push like trans stuff as well.
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Because they have to have sort of different communities, such as example, all these communities are known as countries push certain things. So Canada, Andrew believes is one of those that has to push these agendas and push these things.
I'm thinking because they might be more liberal minded, whereas they'll go into lockdown kind of more often, where they won't get as much resistance. But I don't know.
Yeah, we love lockdowns. I don't know why. They keep. The amount of times we opened up and then locked down within a month after, it's ridiculous, especially last year. And I hate it, yo. It's not fun at all. It hurts your mental too. You can't see anyone. You can't even go to a park. They'll give you fines and all that. There was times where there was one time a couple months ago they were pushing to you can't go outside unless only time you go outside if you have a valid reason to go to the grocery store or something essential. If it's not, they can have a possibility to fine you over $100 just to be outside.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Why you? It doesn't. I don't like it at all, and it's very severe. But right now we're kind of smoothing it out and opening up slowly. But months ago it was worse.
We're on the reverse side of it, obviously. So we're starting to go through that now again, where they're just starting to lock everything down because we were in lockdown for a while, Victoria, our state, and now we're just starting to get everyone in lockdown. We can't leave their house for 5 reasons. New South Wales is the Sydney, which is the main capital. Well, not the capital, but the most popular state. That's full harder lockdown.
Yeah, they've just been protesting in Sydney, and they just mostly all jobs have been pushed to remote jobs. Everyone's been pushed back to home. So in Sydney, they just started shutting down construction sites.
So you can't even leave your house in some areas.
So that where all the tradies were going out still working, now they're all pushed back inside. It probably is going to be, pushed to the different states where this same thing will happen. So Victoria will get the construction sites shutting down. It's just going to be.
I think in some areas, Sydney, you can't even leave your house, like not even for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's like full martial law. It's like, come on, bro.
How are you dealing with it? Like, how do you deal with the, you've got that ability to look forward and see that this is going to happen again, and that there's going to be potential lockdowns. So you're realistic, right?
Yeah.
How do you actually say to yourself, okay, how am I going to stay positive and not talk about it too much to the people around me to keep them motivated? Because they're just watching mainstream media and they're just saying to themselves, you know what? I need to believe everything that I'm watching, and it's making me depressed. So what I'm trying to say is, how do you maintain? How do you be a rock to these people, and how do you be that inspiration?
I don't know. You gotta like adjust, man. It's hard because like this never ever happened before, ever. At least in my lifetime, I don't think it ever happened in anyone's lifetime where we locked down for this long and it affects everyone the same way, somewhat. Like the whole world at one point was locked down together, which is crazy. So I don't try to watch the news as much as everyone else. Like I mean, I'm on Instagram and all that, but I don't know. I try to be realistic with myself. And then if I hear like, even my mother, she was talking about like how like, oh, we're opening up bars and people are getting COVID. I'm like, Mom, why are you so against? I like asked some questions. Why are you so against this whole thing? You have both your vaccines. What are you scared of? Relax, okay? If it shuts down, it shuts down. We have nothing and we have no power because it's all the government. So only like we're behind the government. Either we agree with them or not. So we gotta like live off of their decision, which is not fair, but it's life, and we gotta deal with it. Especially like babies growing up and coming to this world now. It's all they know, right? And as long as we keep going, it's all they're gonna know. And like they don't know, like before this, there was actual life where there was no mask and you can do whatever you want.
They only know human beings with masks on.
Exactly.
Like, oh, is that what human beings look like?
Yeah. In Sydney, they had a press conference, like, I don't know, the health minister, and she said pretty much, if you see someone you know, like your friend, even at a grocery store, don't stop and talk to them, like don't socialize. It's gone crazy. But even handshaking people, like hugging random people, is kind of, that used to be, back in the day, they used to have free hugs on YouTube, and then they'd hold the sign up, free hugs on the street, and they just hug random people. That would never happen today.
If we go along with Elon Musk's vision, which is human beings will be able to speak to each other telepathically, then we won't even need a mouth or a nose or eyes. It'll just be this entity.
We'll be like Deadpool and Wolverine.
It'll be like, I'll give you a Marvel reference. The one that rules all. It's just this like white entity. We'll just be all these beings.
Have you seen X-Men Origins?
Yeah.
Wolverine with Deadpool at the end, but it's not actually Deadpool.
I think I see what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like the thing over his mask. He has his lips taped shut or whatever. It's not actually like Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, and he fights them. Yeah.
Knives and shit. But it's not actually Deadpool. It's just, they call him Deadpool, but it's not the same.
They were introducing the sort of, a similar version of Deadpool to the universe.
He had like one scene where it's like actually a version of Deadpool, but then they changed him at the end, and he couldn't talk, and he's like a bad guy.
Weird. But anyway,
the beginning of the movie, he was Deadpool. He was actually fighting, and then they locked him up and put his set in his mouth. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what we will be in the future. That version
of like no mouth, and we'll be talking with our mind, but we'll just be sitting there like zombies without no moving, no nothing, just talking through our brain, which is crazy. If that's possible, that's insane.
Dude, that is.
It blows my mind.
10 years later, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's crazy. Let me call Kevin. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude. It's crazy. Like,
you won't even just no effort.
Because there's this chick that, because like Victoria just went into lockdown, like I said, and this girl was like, she made a video, put it on Instagram Live. It blew up. This Aussie chick about like what am I going to do? How am I going to feed my kids? These lockdowns are going to ruin families, ruin homes, all this, which is fair and it's valid. And then that video blew up because everyone resonated with it. But what happened like a couple of days ago, she was on this TV, the movie, like it's like 60 minutes. And they're like, oh, she's a fraud. And like full just buried her, which always happens. Like, people do something and they never address what she says. They just destroy her image and it kills the credibility of whatever she was saying. So it's just funny because like that's happened before with like Coney and stuff where this dude made it. I don't know. Do you remember Coney 2012?
Who?
It was like it was like gone crazy on YouTube. It was like the most viewed video for a bit with I think Gangnam Style beat it. And that dude who made that, it was like this guy's like, oh, we're gonna save these child soldiers in Africa. Coney's like this lieutenant of the child soldiers in Africa, and he made this video, and everyone followed it. Next day, the dude that made the video, he was found on the street naked, throwing his own feces around. They probably like drugged him, bro, like that. So I'm thinking like they could compromise you in a second if they wanted to. Like they could freeze your bank account. Like,
well, that's where we're going with the digital world. I don't know if do you keep up with crypto? Do you keep up with how they're transitioning? Like they're using, so the whole coronavirus, right? COVID, whether people believe it's fake, whether they believe it's real, whether they believe it's not as bad as it actually is, or that it's way worse. But the direction we're heading towards is a digital world where if you've either got a chip in your wrist or all your money is pretty much online. You don't have cash. There's no such thing as cash in the future. It's all crypto and it's all tracked.
Your whole being is pretty much like nowadays you can't even really socialize as much in person as you can online. That's why censorship's so dangerous, because if they're censoring like all like hate speech or COVID, and then how else are you going to send a message if you can't talk to someone in person? You know what I mean? They're controlling how we think, and just it's interesting. if there's ever a resistance, it's a struggle to actually get it done.
Do you believe that we're going to the crypto digital world?
Yes. I mean, yes. I mean, digital world. Yes. I mean, everything is online. Everything's through a phone. You can do anything. I'm talking to you guys. You guys are in Australia. through a phone. Like I'm on my phone. You know, and it's unbelievable. And
do we? What's our accent sound like? You know, you can't tell your own accent. You can't until you listen back. But
I mean, I'll probably say I don't know, something like a little bit of UK-ish, but I never really.
He's more Aussie.
He doesn't know what burger means.
He's more Aussie though.
But UK-ish. But I never met anyone from Australia in person.
Oh, true.
So I heard like maybe on like TV or whatever, but not in person. So you guys' accent are kind of familiar, but not really like something you hear in Canada like normally.
Is it hard to understand our accents?
Somewhat, not really, but somewhat. So sometimes, not really though. I mean, I understand you guys.
Yeah, well, we're known. Australians are known to talk with sort of their mouths closed. You know, and you go, you know, we don't use our lips. We don't use our mouths much. So
we're just lazy.
We're just lazy.
It's okay, man. It's okay. I mean, I hear you. Someone else might be like, "Yo, what the fuck are they saying?" But I can understand you.
Fair enough.
But hey, the ultimate vision. You'll be in Australia at some point. We'll be in America, in Canada at some point, and we'll catch up and we'll.
I mean, that's what you want. I mean, obviously, that's the crazy thing about the tourism's decreased dramatically. I don't know, like obviously in Canada, you don't get it. Like, what do you guys get for tourists? Because we get a lot of Europeans, South Americans, not so much Americans. It's a lot of Europeans, like English people, Irish people, and then you get obviously the Colombians, Brazilians, and you get South Americans and Thai people. But what do you guys get for? And obviously Asian people, heaps.
When I was working on my last job, we had a lot of people getting hired, and there were a lot of them were Indians. A lot of Indians.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I think it's like Indian people, and that's like the most. That's like the most. Maybe like Middle Eastern. You know.
Yep.
But that's like the most I've seen is Indians, because a lot of they come for school and like they'll like live with each other in the same house and they'll go to college or whatever. But that's what I've seen recently. A lot of Indians, and it's a lot. It's crazy.
Were your schools made up of? Were they very diverse and multicultural?
Yeah. I mean, when I was in high school, I went to a more white school, and I wasn't really like a lot of black people. But college, university was more diverse, like every Asians, Indians, blacks, whites, Australia, anyone. It was there, but no, all depends where you. All depends, but no, Canada is very diverse. I will say.
Did you live on campus in college?
No. I went to my college not that far from me now. I went to school at this one college for. Funny story. I went for half a year, but when you're 18, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do in college. So my mom was like, "Yo, you're gonna go to school because no one really in the family's been to school like that. And I'm like, I don't want to go because it's expensive and I don't know what to do. She forced me to go, so I went, took culinary, cooking. So I was just doing a lot of cooking. Halfway, and I'm like, yo, mom, I don't want to do this. It's not fun. It's not what I thought it would be. And she told me to keep going. So I did. And then throughout the first semester, when it was done, I did my exam. I dropped out. I'm like, fuck this. I don't like this. This is not now. For mind you, the school was big. It was a lot of people, mad girls at the time. It was a great spot to be at. You can play sports whenever you want. Vending machines. The food was good, but it wasn't like the classroom wasn't what I wanted to be. But I'm glad I went. But it was just the money and the tuition. Like I had to pay my tuition off. I paid it last year finally, so I don't owe them nothing. But it's just I will say, it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
But it's see, what do you think of studying at university? Would you recommend it to the men that follow you, to the young men that are following after you in your footsteps?
I'll say this. I'll say
do you recommend it as being that level of education? Yeah.
Yes and no. So like, if you want to be a doctor, you have to go. So go. You want to be a doctor? Go to school for however many years. I think it's like 6-7 years or whatever. Go to school. Fireman, the same thing. But if you just want to be someone that makes money or like an entrepreneur, don't do. Or if you don't know what you want to do, 17, 18 years old, don't go. You can wait it out. Okay, you're still young. Wait. Try different things. You know, maybe you get a job that pays $100K that you didn't need to have a college degree for, or you find a job that pays enough to like pay your rent and you're still happy. Everyone's different. People want to be a doctor or whatever it is, but some people just want to get by. But if you're broke, don't go to college because you're gonna owe the people a lot of money, man. And people do that all the time because their parents tell them or whatever it is, and they owe money in their 30s and they hate their parents, even though they graduated. You know, it happens all the time.
Really.
What do you think?
It's good you jumped out early before, like, you wasted too much time and money when you found out it wasn't for you. But how's that going? Like, as you're searching for, have a target in mind?
Say it again.
Like, have you got like a new target in mind, or your next prospect of what you want to do? Like,
after university?
Finances? Anything. I just like whatever.
Let's just call getting yourself together. You know, stabilizing that core and then expanding on it.
Like after school, you're talking about?
Yeah. Just what are your goals? What's your vision? You know, what's your foresight?
This is my vision right here. I wanna push. I gotta be more consistent. 100%. That's a given with YouTube. But I don't know. I want to be able to like be myself on the camera and then possibly make a living off of that. So I know it's possible. It's not easy, but I know it's possible. Definitely. And move out is a goal. I mean, I had a little bit of it. I had a taste of it. It's great, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe move in with a roommate. You guys are fucking roommates. You guys like the dream life. You guys are both young. You live with each other, and you guys are roommates.
Yeah.
That's great.
We moved out to different ways. But we used to live together for like a year, and it was crazy.
Doesn't matter, bro. Don't be going into the fucking detail, bro. You tell them my whole life story, then I get up and go to the toilet, then I go do some brush my teeth.
This day he moved out, and I'm sorry.
But now, definitely YouTube. Like, get more consistent with that, and possibly if it goes somewhere, hopefully it goes somewhere. Go ahead.
I really like that you want to stick with YouTube and you want to hold on to that vision, and I think it's great. But I also think that there is this gap in the market, not in the market, but just in YouTube, in BitChute, and in Reddit, where you can come together and see groups of people as just one individual. So, you know, stop like, you know, separating everyone and thinking everyone's different. Everyone is different and everyone has their own opinions, but bring them together and let's create these environments where everyone can come and talk about issues that they're dealing with, rather than looking at it like a centralized system, meaning like looking at one individual who has that expert opinion and getting information from him. Look from people from all walks of life and get their opinions and then learn, because you're not going to face that one opinion that AMS has or Steph is Cold has or all those red pill content creators have. You're not going to face those opinions. They try to cover them all, but everyone's from different walks of life. So you're going to get random weird things that only one person might know from a certain area. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear you. That's the reason. That's like probably the main reason why I love the comment section, because you can put a video out and then hear someone else's opinion. It might not be a video, it might not be audio, but it's something. They're typing whatever they want. They might have a valid reason. You might go back and forth, just like you guys. I comment on your videos. You guys can message me back on the video. It's not like here where it's like one-on-one video, but it's a little something where like a video might go viral with 10 million views, and then someone might comment something important on the video, and it might get 10,000 likes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's why I like that. Us talking. It's about gaining our perspectives. In our current situation and where we want to go, and it's all about the people. It's all about the people that comment. It's not about you creating it's about you creating content and potentially gaining that passive income. But to get there, you have to have the proper why, which is it's about helping people, and that's all it is. And if you shape it, and I don't know, this is just my piece of advice in terms of what I know already. As long as you just shape it around them, people are going to come and they create that value for you. So
that's true, of course. Like without the people that are popular now, or even myself, without the people, there's no channel, there's no YouTube, there's no nothing. Where the people, the masses, are the ones that create us in a sense. We do the work, but they validate us in a sense. We're like, this guy's cool. I'm gonna subscribe to him. This guy's cool. I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna do all this for him so he can keep going and grow. And I'm gonna tell my friends about him so they can get on them. So it's always like word to mouth, and also helping that one person out, man. Because that one person can turn into 10, 100, whoever.
Yeah, you want 10 people that love you. You don't want 1,000 people that just like they subscribe, but they never watch your shit or they never comment. They're just there. They see your updates. They might view one video every now and then. No, you want 10 people that like love your video and like critique you and ask you to do other things and make you better. That's what you want. So.
And like one person out of those 10 people may be someone that's very, very, very important in the world. That person can put you on. You never know. You always want to connect and like what's the word? Network. You always want to network. Just like us, we're fucking collabing right now. Just because I don't know how I met you guys. I think I see one of your videos. I'm like, yo, these guys have not as much subs just like me, and they're putting shit out there with their like men thoughts and all that. So I'm like, let me just follow them, and then we're in a group chat on Instagram. So it's always about networking and connecting, because you never know who can help you, man. You never know.
That's what's so important these days, is the men's perspective, because it's getting kind of censored in like with the feminist movement. So it's crazy because like
we need strong men.
That's why it's great when you listen to Patrice O'Neill back in the day.
Does he know Patrice? Yeah,
the one from King.
Patrice is the GOAT, yo.
I know,
dude. The GOAT, man. I remember like a year ago, I was on a big like
marathon.
I was a big roll up for like months and like a year of watching him and his comedy, but also his perspective on life and women and everything. Yeah, that's my guy, man. I wish he was living. Imagine him living now. Holy Christ!
Andrew's a massive fan, man. I think he lives by Patrice's.
I mean, he's the man.
Opinion, yeah,
because he's actually he has a good heart as well with what he says, even though he's like burning these girls with the arguments. It's from the perspective of like most men and what we feel, but we don't have the view. We don't have like Oprah. Well, what do we have? We don't have many.
Yeah, we don't have an Oprah. Who is our Oprah?
Yeah, so and then that's why people can treat men like crap. Girls think they can get away with treating guys like crap. It's unfair for us. Actually, that's why suicide rate.
That's a fucking awesome point. I mean, I don't know if he's getting to this level, but Coach Greg Adams is sort of rising. He's rising. He could get to that point where,
like Samuels did,
because there's a lot of agendas that are being pushed, and with the rise of making black people sort of more accepted and giving them equality. Yeah. Coach Greg Adams could be that man that comes and rises to Oprah's level for men.
That's Kevin Samuels is kind of already rising.
Oh, you reckon Kevin Samuels?
I know Kevin Samuels. I'm not sure if I know the coach guy. Maybe if I've seen his face, but I know Samuels though. This guy's a savage, yo. Holy.
But I think they need to push someone to that level. So over here. Well, to the level.
Yeah.
They need to push someone there, bro. They need to push someone there. So then their representation of men.
Yeah, that's like what Patrice was, but yeah, they're trying to censor everything men do, so they can't get to that level. They're trying to hold us back from reaching our full potential. That sucks. But we just gotta keep fighting the good fight, going out there and attempting it. Because the guys can't really complain. They say, oh, men should just talk, but There's more to it than just being like, oh, I'm depressed. There's more that goes on inside. You know what I mean? Like,
I totally.
No one just goes, I'm depressed, and then they feel better, and then they don't kill themselves. Like, they might feel better at the time, but that's not going to help the next day, and the next day after that, and the next week when they're starting to get all insecure. Like, it's this whole thing.
I think I won't even say women, but people, they tend to bring men down to raise women up, and it's not right. They shouldn't.
I know why you're saying people, because of your video. You got cut off. You got.
Yeah, that happened. It happened, and I took it down just because I'm like, man, whatever, man. It's just, I can't be asked. I can't say nothing without you guys crying and being sensitive, and it's not fair at all. Let me put it out. You can hate on it, but don't like it was all women. It was never a dude saying, yo, I disagree. It was all women complaining. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just take it down. But now I know it's transgender shit, and what was it? Transgenders and femininity is a sensitive topic. I don't know why. Like, I didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah. But I'll give you like I don't know. I'm a very optimistic person, and maybe too optimistic, where I'm like that guy where you want to slap in the face sometimes. But I mean, how I would have looked at it, Radio, I would have said to them, okay, if you're all disagreeing, can I get one of you to come on the channel and give me your view, and then create that collaboration in that environment, rather than just saying like, no, I'm going to delete the video now because I got all these no's from women. I'm just saying, maybe you just you comment to them, say, I'm happy for you to come on my channel and let's chat about it. I'll get your perspective, or you get 3 or 4 of them, and then they overtake your channel, and then you prove your point because they just keep talking over you. So, whatever.
Listen. I wish to have 3 or 4 girls record with me, and they're like against it. I would murk them. I don't care about your feelings. I would destroy them, because you ain't gonna take my channel over on my shit. That's
the alpha mentality there.
Oh yeah, that's the crazy thing, because
and then you know what women will say? Oh, alpha, yeah, they're rude. They just want to take over, and it's like no. He's just solidifying, and he's saying this is my thing. This is I've built this, and this is what I want to see. I want to see it as this, and it's only going to be this. But they target what you say and make it personal. So
they're trying whatever the worst thing they could think of, they say, oh, that's how you meant to say it, even though that's not even how you meant it to be interpreted.
Yeah,
they're with the hate speech stuff. They should push it as it's anti-education, because if we're talking and we're disagreeing, you're learning from one another. But because they just shame you or whatever you say, and be like, oh, I'm going to unsubscribe, not even listen to an opinion, they can't learn, because they can't hear.
They're just too stubborn. You can't.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Now,
I was just going to add in quickly. It's just that barrier. They can't get to that logical point of view, and they're stuck in that emotional bubble. If they can just step out a little bit, take a little bit of the logic, and then just go. They can still be emotional and be passionate about what they're saying. It's just a little bit of logic with it. That's all. That's all we're asking.
It's like they get a treat for being offended, rather than actually going out like a reasonable manner and discussing the topic. It seems like they're better by saying, oh, I don't like this, unsubscribe, or this is hateful against women. I'm the better person because I said it's hateful against women, but I didn't actually go into the conversation,
because,
you know what I mean, to understand what he meant. So it's like people are getting treated better for being sooks kind of thing, rather than actually trying to learn.
No, it's an extension of materialism. So it's an extension of them. They see it as an opportunity. They see it as an opportunity for their opinion to get more. More attention. So when they have that opinion, that differing opinion, it doesn't matter whether you're right or wrong, or they're right or wrong. It's just based on attention. That's all it is.
Yeah, I don't even think they care that much about you go.
I think women. I fucking forgot what I was gonna say. Women will never ever transition they'll never transition from emotional to logic. It will always be more emotional. Now, some women they think, they ask questions, but most of them, they're just, oh my god, invent me, and they just react. They don't think. They just say what they say, and they feel it, and they believe it. They believe it. They don't think that they're wrong. They think they're right, and they got like. It's like a mental game. You got to play with them, and it's very hard. It's very hard. It drains you almost.
The thing that I've learned is that as soon as they go quiet is when you've won. So if they go quiet and you've said something, you don't need to keep pushing your point, and that's what some men do. Some men, well, I've been in the situation where I'll keep pushing a point because I don't think that they've understood me, but they have. Because they have loud and clearly they've understood. It's just they are submitting and surrendering. Either they can come up with all these excuses and say, you know, I've had enough, like go away, leave me alone, or you know, you always think you're right, but deep down they might know you're right, so they're just being quiet because
they can't accept defeat, bro. They're
yeah.
a spirit.
So, but then if you keep going, that's when you're push. You know, when a rabid dog or you know a cat's in the you know some type of animal. You know, mouse is trapped by the cat. If you keep, oh no, that's a bad actually analogy, but because the mouse will get eaten. But if you know something that if you keep pushing and pushing, it's eventually going to bite. So you've got to know when to just shut up and lead and be that lead. So
yeah, I mean, when girls always like my girl now, she always calls me an asshole all the time. I'm like, I'm not an asshole. You just like to say that because.
Are you purple pill?
Huh?
You're purple pill.
Purple pill.
Yeah. Oh shit, we're gonna lay the smack down on radio.
Tell me everything. Tell me everything.
You got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I thought he was a single. I thought he just radio was a single.
I was, but then I moved over to the dark side.
Nah, bro, it's not. You're moving towards the Patrice sort of. You're moving towards like what Patrice sees as what men should be, but we're being pushed towards black pill society. So men, it's like women fighting against men, and then men fighting back against women. It's these two extremes. And then what's going to happen, the extreme of the femininity, of like that feministic sort of force is going to go too far. So then men are going to have to, you know, fight back with this extreme. So then we'll have to be black pill eventually because
I don't think he knows what the pills are.
Oh, you don't know what the pills are?
I think I know what red pill is, but what's purple and black?
But purple pill is just when you've mastered red pill and you've transformed, but you're in a relationship.
It's like complicated.
You go.
If you're red pill in a relationship, so you understand female nature, but yeah, you don't mind because you're in a relationship. And then black pill is like MGTOW, like men going their own way, which is like don't want women at all. Which is kind of like they're just dividing men and women pretty much.
So what I'm saying is, if black pill is a man that doesn't involve himself with any women, that's going to be the version of man that fights back against this extreme like feminism. Because if you're getting pushed and pushed and pushed by feminism, what are you going to do? You're going to say, I don't need women anymore. Fuck them. You know, I'm going to go the total opposite way, and that's not what we want. We want to bring them back into the middle and say, let's train them to be purple pill. Like, you know, be able to be an alpha, but in a relationship.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll never like. So even when I was single, I was always trying to get with at least one or like a girl. Like I was always like I love women. I was always looking at them, and it still happens. But yeah, you're right. I mean, even my girl now, like I won't go into detail, but it's like I got this theory like girlfriends always trying to they're always trying to bitch you up. They try to bitch you up in like little things. They want you to come shopping with me. I don't want to go shopping with you. Come in the girly store with me. Why? What? You go in the store. I'll go in the mall, walk around. You come and meet me when you're done. Can you hold my purse? Can you do all these little things? But if I say no, guess what? I'm an asshole. But like it's not even like I'm an asshole. You just want me to be like you. And then I start being like you, and then you don't like me because I'm not an alpha dude as I used to when you met me. And then you break up with me, you know? And so I'm with my girl now, but I'm never trying to like turn over to her what she thinks that I should be doing. I'm always trying to figure out what do I want, okay? Because it's never like I never hate you. I'm on the same side as you, but I'm not. Don't put me down.
You want her to be happy, but you have to be happy first, type of thing.
Exactly. Because if I'm not happy, it's like it's a bad world, man. It's not fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not.
Radio becomes the radio killer.
There you go. Yeah, radio killer. Yeah, that's funny.
No, but
you guys have girlfriends or no? You guys both single?
No,
I'm single at the moment, but I have a hectic backstory. But I'm going to.
He's got a big backstory that he could probably delve into, like as a high level overview. But I'm taken. Yes, I'm in a relationship. So, but during this time, there's bigger things to fry. You know, you got to focus. But if you're happy in a relationship, that's good. then you got to build on top of that. But like you said, you've got to distinguish between your space and their space, and understand 100%. understand that we like to do different things, and let's make it.
Yeah, and like you'll try to like explain to a girl like how guys are. For me and like dudes I know, we don't need a lot to be happy. Like we entertain ourselves to the point where like we don't need a lot. Women are different. They need a lot of other shit to be happy. It's crazy, but there'll be times where I'll be like at her house on my PS4, let's say, and I'm on my PS4 chilling. She's like, "Oh, you're on your game?" I'm like, yes, I like the PlayStation. Just give me an hour by myself or an hour 30. And I'll love you so much more if you let me do this. And then when I'm done, I'll give you all the love you want. But they don't think like that. They think like, oh, he's not kissing me and hugging me, and he's putting his attention to someone else playing with his friends. He's an asshole.
Just think of it like it's like your meditation time. It's your downtime. Just
there you go. Yeah.
Maybe you should just call it, I'm meditating right now. Can you let like eating McDonald's and just like chilling?
I think some guys need that. Like I do it all the time, and it helps me. This times I'll be out of the house for like 3-4 days, and my PS4 is in my room at home, and I haven't touched it. I'm like, yo, I want to go home and touch it because I haven't touched it at all. I want to play it for a little bit. And I'll tell her that, and she'll get mad at me. It's like, don't get mad at me. I just need it, yo. Just like you need Netflix, I need my PS4. Think it like that. As much as you're on your phone talking to whoever, watching TikTok and all shit, I do the same thing, but my PS4. Or it could be anything, hanging out with the homies, playing basketball, whatever it is. We need that guy.
What do you think of TikTok?
So I mean, I got two. So I upload on TikTok, but it's not like the videos you fucking see that's popular. I just put like clips of my videos on TikTok. But nah, man, fuck that shit. So some things on TikTok are great. They show like recipes. They show funny things. It's just like YouTube. It's still like a good world, but most of it is just bullshit, you know. But it's a very kid friendly. It's a very kid friendly app that a lot of little kids are on now. You know, they're not on YouTube as much as they're on YouTube, but TikTok is very easy to watch, yo. And you can swipe down. There's another video, down another video. It's very addicting. Even with me, I get caught. I'm like, what the fuck? An hour's gone by. I'm on my phone. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Just watching shit. That's all you gotta do is go to the next video. So it's very easy.
They said that might be the next realm for influencers to jump into to get a solid following, because YouTube was the start, first one, and then Instagram, the second one, and now TikTok could be the one where if you want to explode, you go on TikTok.
But I like to look deeper than this and see the impact it has on people, and like a bit of philosophical sort of perspective. It's gonna have a conditioning factor on like people that are coming into it, like even younger children, where their attention span will decrease dramatically. But dude, like they won't be able to focus on things. They'll expect everything straight away. That's the whole point. When information is given to you, and the world is rapidly improving with technology, all these advancements, everyone wants the information now. Everyone's lazy. So what's it going to push? It's going to push people that are, not satisfied with amazing service or information that's right there in front of them, and they become ungrateful, and it's just gonna, I don't know, people are gonna be more depressed.
It kind of pushes on intelligence because the videos are so short. You can barely even have you seen that?
Can't concentrate. Like, dude, imagine these people reading books. Not generalizing, but they're gonna watch. I'm just gonna go watch TikTok instead of reading a book and actually concentrating on something. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, it's true. It's TikTok is I wouldn't even say TikTok, because you can say the same thing with like social media now. Not YouTube. That's why I like YouTube, because YouTube you can create whatever you want. Now you can do it on like Instagram TV on Instagram and make as long videos you want. But YouTube, I love it because you can put whatever you want in it, and you can edit it whatever an hour, 5 minutes. TikTok, I mean, now I think on TikTok now it's like 3 minutes long, but before it was only 1 minute. So you got to put whatever you want, funny shit or important shit for 1 minute, and the next video comes up. So it's very fast paced. There's no patience at all, which isn't good at all.
From a business model, it's a good point. Like, it's great. It's of course, of course it's scaled, of course, but
you can never really you can't learn that much in that time. Like even like songs, like great storytelling. Like Immortal Technique has a couple that obviously they're like 5 minutes, but you have to hear the whole thing. It's not just like 1 minute you get the message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like big.
You say Immortal Technique?
Yeah.
What? It's been so long since I listened to that man, yo.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't know what he's doing now, but dude,
Andrew's big into the rap.
I'm not that big anymore.
No, but
I used to be like, Dance for the Devil, you never know, like those type of songs.
I heard that song. I fucking got scared shitless. I was in class when I heard that. I was scared, yo. That shit was a scary song.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like, it would help people because then they could feel like they're in their shoes, and then it's like, imagine going that route, and then the story's so crazy in the end. But at the end of the day, it's like you don't want to be in that position. So don't put yourself in that. If it helps people,
that story's fucked, yo. It's man. Like you saying, go ahead.
You go, bro.
But no, like it's the song was so fucking it was fucked. And then when I listened to it, you can hear his pain. You can hear, and the song was long enough where it's like it like goes, and they drop the end where it's his fucking mom. It's like whoa.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Plus he's rapping nicely, so it's like you're getting both worlds, yo. Great storytelling and great rapping, and then I don't know, it's his best song, man.
Have you heard "You Never Know" by Immortal Technique?
I don't think so. Well, hold on. I heard one song. So I heard that song, and I heard the song where he's rapping about a girl.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I heard that song too. That's fucked too. Yeah. I don't know what you were fucked. I don't know. They're both. It's crazy. He's too good, man.
But dude, you know what I mean? They're impactful. But these TikToks, they go for like a minute. You forget it. Like one, it just goes in and out one eye, whatever. And then you forget it in a second.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I was. My point was is that it's all this information just scattered in short videos. A story might be told over like 8 videos or in the space of 10 seconds. You don't really. You're not captured by it. You're not drawn by it, and you don't really learn as much.
It's like YouTube documentaries, like that's why they're trying to. Like all conspiracy stuff, they might go for like an hour videos. You need that time to put in all the facts and all the things to like, oh, how's this and this? But with TikTok, no one's gonna. Everyone's
they don't want that.
It's gonna be a minute. They're not gonna be able to withhold that information.
They don't want people to go searching and go researching and to grow on their what their knowledge base, their current knowledge base. They just want this is all you should know, and this is sort of we're getting sort of conspiracy minded here, but people like this channel.
It's because TikTok can, like, if that's the main thing, you can easily suppress information because you might need, it's like with hate speech, it suppresses information because you can't have a dialect conversation, so you can't hear the perspectives of other people. So it's kind of going down that route where it's a hindrance in a way.
I hear you, man. I mean, TikTok, there's some people that's mastered it. Like this one girl, she puts videos out on like facts. So she'll say like 3 facts in a span of 30 seconds on like things you can do with your body. Like if you have like an ingested nose, if you're going to bed, put a jar of fucking garlic beside your bed so when you wake up your nose is unclogged. Okay. So little things that can help you in your life, but most of it is not any of that. Most of it is just bullshit. Like a lot of it's bullshit and it's fucking crazy and people love that shit. People follow them and they support them and everything. It's like you're famous for 30 seconds of whatever the fuck you're putting out, which is usually not informative, not funny, nothing really entertaining. It's I don't know. It's like the entertainment for kids now are totally different for guys like us that are older. Totally different.
It's like have you seen like bodybuilders do like kind of like TikTok thing? It's always like the most immature banter, like immature kind of. They're trying to be funny, but it's like an immature way. They just like do funny faces and do something. It's like, oh, bro, where's the look? Yeah, you know what I mean?
It doesn't feel genuine. It's too like kiddish. Like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like this just because you know it's gonna work? Because this person's doing it. Like you shouldn't do something because that person don't follow. Just try to do your own thing.
That's why I reckon like that's why it's like we're becoming more immature type thing. Like they're pushing people to be more immature and like for that kind of humor.
Yeah.
So,
but I think it also stems back to one of Andrew's points that this is one of his main sort of ideologies is that as humans we like our leisurely time. We're not human beings we're not supposed to be serious. We're supposed to live a lifestyle where we hunt, we gather. I mean, I know that people say we're in 2021, mate, like, sort of, get with things. We're not primitive anymore, but we need our downtime. And that's why I think people don't like everyone's so intense and they're in their 9-to-5 job and they're so serious all the time. So they like to go to these videos and say, even if it's just mind numbing, they just want to watch it because it's
not reality.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't care what it is. It's just like pop music radio. Like pop music is like the same music rehashed over and over again. I studied audio engineering at a school in Melbourne for some time. And when you actually go and study with music, like musically gifted people, they're into the music for the lyrics and for how it develops over time during the song. But you ask an average person and they'll just, listening to the top 10 hits because it's just something to numb their mind. It's not something. They're not like searching up like a song by an artist. It's like their 100th song. They just search up the top 2 songs of that artist and listen to them.
Yeah, well, like even like just if you look at the numbers, like there's a reason why people put singles out before they put an album, because it's the most popular song on the most of the time most popular song on the album. And then when they drop the album, not everyone's gonna listen to the whole album. They'll just like the one song. But that's the thing with me. Like when it comes to rap music, I try to like listen to most of the songs on the album because they're not popular, but they're sometimes my favorite because not a lot of people heard them, but they're just lyrically the better ones. But everyone just knows Drake's most popular song. They're not gonna know his song when he was going off with lyrics when he was younger on the mixtape. They're gonna know his most recent shit. I can't speak. His most recent shit.
You're right. You're right.
Like, it sucks. That's the world. It is what it is, man.
An example would be The Weeknd. A lot of people opinions that I've read on forums is that they loved his stuff when he was building. Like it was all authentic, and there was so much more emotion and authenticity about it. Then he obviously became mainstream, and what a mainstream like, those poppy, catchy tones rather than the real sort of the real, I don't know, realistic and authentic sort of versions of the songs. So
it's true, yeah, it's true. Like it's a real thing. Like I'm assuming you guys know Logic, the rapper Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I fucking love Logic. He might be my favorite rapper. J. Cole's my favorite rapper, but I say Logic is like one or two or three. When he was younger, he had a couple mixtapes, and to me, those are his best projects. But as he got older and like he started putting out more shit, it started to sound more radio type. Yeah, like less. Not I won't say less genuine, but not as much rapping, more of a catchy beats. And it was like, yo, you were better when you were 22 compared to 32 or 31. Why? Is it because of the money? Is it because the record label's behind you telling you to make more poppy shit? Because it sells more or whatever? But it's a real thing, man. The music industry is really like, I don't think it's going to change. Maybe SoundCloud, but because, SoundCloud is just guys that are just younger rappers and kind of like hungry dudes. But once you make it, man, most of the time you don't sell out, but you sound like everyone else. Most of the time, not every time.
Yeah, because they have like a lot of power in music, so they can try and push agendas. Like you see Harry Styles and stuff, where he wears like dresses and that now. But it's like, is that really authentic? Yeah, Harry Styles like in like a couple of the what do you call the like award events and that event.
Yeah, like the Grammys and all those.
Grammys, he wears like feminine thing. I think he wore a dress on a magazine cover or something. It's just to push like the non-binary LGBT stuff. And it's just, I don't know if I would have gone to that because we might lose like 3 subs, bro.
Yeah,
but it's
weird.
Like that power. They're just gonna, tell them what to do.
When you have that much power, you have the minds of your followers. If they love you so much, if you're wearing a dress, oh, he's wearing a dress, I love him to death, I'm gonna wear a dress. Next thing you know, you have someone that's multi-millionaire when it comes to money and also millions of followers on Instagram wearing a dress. You'll have 10,000, 5,000 kids wearing dresses too, And it's like you want to push the right energy, not the fucking wrong energy. You know what I mean? Power corrupts. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're true. It shouldn't be driven by an agenda that's enforced by people behind you. You want to drive it based on the reason why you got into the business in the first place. That's what you want to drive it for.
People would listen to Harry Styles' new song over a presidential speech. If we're talking about young people, they worship celebrities. They're like, oh, Harry Styles got a new song, or the president's gonna have an emergency announcement. They're like, oh, I'll listen to that later. I'll listen to Harry Styles right now. You know what I mean? Like the chicks and that. It's just everyone they just worship celebrities.
And this is why socio-economically disadvantaged societies or even groups like race groups look to these people, these celebrities as their sort of idols. So when these celebrities are rapping about sex, drugs, rock and roll, and all the things that you shouldn't be doing when you're socially disadvantaged, You shouldn't be doing that stuff when you're down on the ground and you've got nothing. You've got no house. Haven't got a roof over your head. Like, you shouldn't be listening to I fuck bitches and I snort drugs every day. Like, who cares? You know, you don't have the ability, and you shouldn't have it in your schedule to be doing that stuff. You should be getting a job. Then what's next? I've got to scramble to get some savings behind me so I can then get to the next point in life. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of rappers that push that drug shit and the gang shit and all that, and then in person they're actually good people. It's just I don't know. It's like I never understood why they rap like that. But even when in the 90s or 2000s, they still rap like that. It just wasn't. I guess not everyone was not following them. But now it's like you have guys like Lil Nas X that's doing what he's doing, and then you have little kids following him. And it's just because he has power, and just because it's weird, man. It's like just because he raps about it doesn't mean you go do it.
Yeah,
you know? It's just a song.
But it's painting. You know, you're 30 years old and you're a rapper and you're speaking about these things, and then you have kids, and then you think to yourself, Jesus, I'm rapping about this shit, and I've got a kid. And what's this going to teach my kid? It's to me, it's common sense, man. It's common sense. But
what happens when you sell your soul, bro?
Yeah, when you sell your soul to the devil, bro.
You guys hear about? I don't know if it's true, but Lana Rose, the porn star, I think she's pregnant, yo.
Oh, true.
I think. I don't know if it's true.
Lana Rose. I don't know if she's porn star. I haven't sussed that, but she's pregnant.
Either she's pregnant or she wants a child. Imagine the fucking child, yo. Imagine the jokes gets on him in school. Yo.
Apparently a Russian girl who was on OnlyFans, she was famous on OnlyFans, and she killed herself because she wanted kids in her family and stuff. And then she realized obviously she's not going to have that. That's what a lot of girls will face in the future, where it's like they want to have a family, but no guy's going to want to be with a former OnlyFans chick.
Oh, that's what
parent, like the kids, bro. Like Greg Adams just posted a video today. It was about I think it was the roommates. About OnlyFans mum ruins the kid's life or whatever, but I didn't.
This is one of our like core principles or core ideologies. We like made videos about OnlyFans, and you could see it coming from a mile away about where it's going, where it's taking women, and how it's representing them, and how it's actually degrading them overall. So yes, they might become more. It might make it easy for them to make money. And that's great, but at the cost of them never maintaining a relationship, never maintaining a marriage. Never wondering why they've gone through 6 men and
they can't get a family.
And they can't get a family. So, and we always think about it from this actually stems from how you would raise. To us, we would speak about it. How would you raise your family? How would you raise your kids? Like that's how we think about it. We don't I don't have a child. Andy's got a child.
Kind of, yeah.
So.
We have a child. Congratulations, yo! I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's like the hectic backstory where I was like, yeah, I got so me and my ex girl, the baby mama, she was pregnant. She's Brazilian, but yeah, Brasileira. But we were living together, and then we were kind of fighting at the end, like New Year's kind of thing. So she was pregnant, and then she went back to Brazil. Like February, so it sucks because it was like, because we were fighting, she was scared to have the baby here because then it doesn't have if it's born here, it has Australian passport, citizenship. So then, say it's born here, and then we break up in a year's time or whatever. The baby's 1 year old, she's here with like no qualification and stuff, and then she wants to go back to see her family or live with her family again because she was only here for like a year or whatever, and then she can't go there without me signing off. So if I wanted to be like a bad person and I was like attached to the kid, say I didn't sign off, and then she couldn't go with the baby, so she'd be stuck here.
And it's Corona time, and there's she can't see her family. There's like a lot of different factors that come into it.
So basically, she had the kid in like March, May 27th, and then.
You don't even know your baby.
God damn, what the fuck? You have like 1 or 2 kids? You fucking July, I think, is born. I mean, March. Actually, December. Jesus Christ.
I lost track of time. It goes too quick with COVID. I'm like, where am I?
That's hilarious, man.
It was born. I wasn't there because it's in Brazil, and the baby's in Brazil, but it's hard with COVID. So, I can't obviously go over.
So we won't go too far into that, but it goes back to he's got a baby. I don't have one, but I've got two younger brothers, so I've got a younger sibling family that I like to think about, and we think about how you're going to raise them, how you're going to be a good influence on them, and be a role model. And not only that, we've actually got a mate who, from a young age, was in and out of jail. So Andrew and I were always dealing with trying to provide support for him, and wondering, should we support him? Should we let him get back on his feet by himself? And then he ended up having kids with multiple women. So we were like, it is what it is. He's doing what he wants to do. He's one of those guys that just wants to go spread the seed with every woman. So we just, you can't do much about those people. But all you can do is look to the future and go, we're going to be the best role models we can be for our children in the future. So.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to being a parent, it's I don't know, it's hard. Like I was talking to my friend earlier, and I'm like, yo, I don't think everyone's suited to be a parent, yo. Like, everyone can have a kid, but not everyone's suited to be a parent, because it's a fucking job. It's a job. Like, it's not something to play with. You can't play with someone's life like that. Even though they're a baby, they're gonna grow up to be 20, 30 years old, and if you're fucking around as a parent when they're young, they're gonna fucking hate you, or you're gonna fuck their life up in general. It happens all the time. But I don't think everyone's suited to be a parent, man.
Core foundation. You need a solid foundation. That's why I believe you should be ready. You should be ready. So that's it.
I feel you, man. KO, quick thing. My fucking phone's gonna die like in 5 minutes. So we got like 5 minutes until my phone dies, yo.
All the viewers out there that are watching, this is how we're ending the stream. Radio's phone's gonna die. So we're jumping out.
Technical difficulties.
He'll go charge his phone, and we'll be back. I think this time every week is the perfect time, because you'll just come back from the gym and you've got that chin-up bar behind you. So, you'll be doing some chin-ups, and then we'll be, fresh in the morning with coffee in our hands, ready to go. So,
got you. Okay. Yeah. Just let me know when on the group chat. But no, we can definitely do this again. I'm down. I got my phone. I'll definitely download Skype. I'm charging my laptop now, but I'll download. So next time it should be working better.
StreamYard's pretty good. I think it's worked well.
Stick with StreamYard. It's good.
Okay.
StreamYard.
All right.
But nah, man, I'll see y'all soon. Anything else? Should I say anything to the people? I don't know. Should I we good?
Follow Radio, subscribe. You give them your little.
Well, we're gonna be bringing out more content. So subscribe to Get Keen, subscribe to Radiotop6, and look out for the collaborations. That's what I'd say.
Hell yeah.
Subscribe to the channels, man, and support Get Keen, support myself. We're gonna be doing this more, and they're pushing the right agenda. So you guys are following them. You guys are following the correct path.
Thank you.
And that's all I gotta say, man.
Catch ya.
Catch you later, bro.
All right, I'll see y'all soon, man. All right, see you, man.
Yeah.